Assalamu alaikum. In this tutorial, we will learn how to download and install Kali Linux. So our first step will be to download Kali Linux. For the purpose, we will go to our favorite browser and in the search bar, type Kali Linux download. Click on the first link here. Once the link opens, you can see installer images written here. Click on this one and now scroll down a little bit and you will see a recommended image. This is the image that we want to download. Click on this small arrow here. The setup size is 3.9 GB and it will start downloading your file. As I have already downloaded it, so I will just cancel it. Another software that we will need to boot up our Kali Linux into our USB will be Rufus. You might have listened about this earlier. Rufus is a software that creates a bootable USB and it flashes the image file into the USB. Scroll down a bit and you will see listed versions of Rufus here. Download any of these. I will go for the latest one, but I have downloaded it earlier, so I will cancel it too. Now once the software are installed, downloaded, you can move to the next step, which will be to create a partition in which our Kali will be installed. So for that purpose, come to the start icon here and right click here and search for disk management. Click on this one. Now you have to locate in which you have to decide basically in which partition you are going to extract the space, from which partition you are going to extract the space. In my case, D has more space free, so I will extract the space from D. For the purpose, I will right click on D and click on shrink volume. Now here we have to give the size of a size in MBs. So suppose you want to allocate 30 GBs to your Kali partition. So in order to calculate MBs, come here and search for calculator and hit enter. Type here 30 and multiply it with 1024. Answer is 30,720. Type here 30,720 and click on shrink. It will basically create an unallocated space of 30 GBs. We will use it to install our Kali operating system. Now this process is installing Kali as a dual boot. It means that we are keeping Windows alongside with Kali Linux. So basically installing two operating systems on a single machine. So the next step will be to create a bootable USB. For that purpose, plug your USB in. Let me plug in mine. Once the USB is plugged in, head to the downloaded software of Rufus. Double click on the software. Hit enter. Now it will pick automatically the USB you have plugged in, but if you are using multiple USBs at the same time, you can choose which one you want to use for booting up Kali. So the next step will be to select the image file which we have downloaded. Mine is in the downloads, so I will navigate here. I will click on this one and hit open. It will load the ISO file into the Rufus. Now, one thing you have to check it from here is that either your partition scheme is MBR or GPT. So, in order to check your partition scheme, uh, on the keyboard, press Windows key plus R. It will open this dialog box. Now, in this dialog box, type msinfo32 and click OK. This will open a new window, and in this window, come here and see BIOS mode. If it says BIOS, then it means your partitioning scheme is MBR, and if it says UEFI, it means that your partitioning scheme is GPT. So mine says UEFI, so I came to know that my partitioning scheme is GPT, so I will choose GPT here. Now you can just click start here and write in DD image mode. You can click here and hit OK and hit OK again. It will wipe the USB and will flash your image into your USB. Now wait until it's done. Now you can see it's almost done here. In fact, it's done. So just click close. From now on, you cannot see my screen recording. I will put a camera in front of my screen to show you the further procedure. Now just simply restart your device. And once the logo appears here, just click the boot menu key. Mine is F12. You can check yours on Google by just providing the model of your device. And after that, a boot menu will appear here. Select the USB storage device. This is the device in which we have flashed our Kali. Once this screen appears, just click enter on graphical install. And now it will load some file from the installation media. At this time, just click enter, and again enter. It will start detecting installation media, basically the USB device that we have connected. It will scan some files from it, it will load some files from it, it will do its stuff. Now it's detecting the hardware. It means that it is detecting my Ethernet port as well as the network card that is built in this device. Now it says we have to choose between our Ethernet port or our wireless connection. So I'm not having a wired connection here, so I will choose a wireless connection, WLAN 0. I will click on continue. It will ask to choose the wireless network, so I will choose mine and again continue. Now I have to type the password of my Wi-Fi network. I will hit enter. Now it will try to exchange keys with my router and will try to connect to it. I have tried many times but it fails to connect to it. But connecting to a router is not a necessary process. So in your case, if it succeeds, it's quite good, but if it doesn't, it doesn't matters. Let's see this time it works or not. No, it's failed this time also. I will just click on continue and do not configure the network at this time. If your connection establishes, it's good, and the process from now on will be the same. Just Kali should be written here. It doesn't matter what's. written here. You can type your full name here. I will type mine. Just click continue. uh, it's fine, let's continue. Now choose a password. I will type a short password here so I can remember. Then again click continue. Click continue. Now this is the most important step in the entire process, and in this process we have to tell this partitioner the setup that in which partition we have to install Kali files. So instead of using the entire free space, I will go for the manual one. So click on this one, and here you can see the partition 30.6 GBs. This is the partition that we have created in the previous step, if you remember. So we will use this to install Kali. So in order to use this, click on this one and click on continue. Now remember that we have to create two partitions instead of one. One will be for installing main Kali files in which our operating system will be installed, and the other will be used as a swap area. Swap area is basically a virtual RAM which will be used when your RAM will be out of memory. So in order to create a partition, create a new partition and click continue. Now we will first create the main partition in which Kali will be installed. So instead of 30, type here 28. Now from 30 GBs we have taken 28 as our main partition, and remaining two will be the swap area. So just click on continue, make it primary and click continue. Continue. Now this has created a partition of 28.6 GBs, and its partition type will be ext4 general. This is the default partitioning scheme for Kali. So we have set things up, and just click on this, done setting up the partition, and click on continue. Now we have created one partition. Now we will create a swap area. So click on this remaining free space and click continue. Create a new partition, continue. 2 GBs, it's okay, continue. Now in order to make this partition as a swap area, click on this one and click continue. Now choose swap area here. Now this has become swap area instead of main partition. So just click on this one, then done setting up the partition and click continue. Now we have created two partitions. One is the main Kali installation partition, and the second one is our virtual RAM, which is a swap area. Now once we have created this, just click on this one, finish partitioning and write changes to disk and click continue. Now this will ask for your permission. Just click on yes and click continue. This will format your partition and will start installing the base system. This will take some time. Wait until it's done. Now once it's done, this screen will appear, and here it is asking that which things we want to include when installing Kali. So these are some desktop environments. Desktop environment is nothing but a type of theme. It will represent how your Kali looks like. So I think Genome looks the best. So I will unmark XFCE and KD Plasma. I will only choose Genome and click on continue. It will take its time, so let it be completed, and once it's completed we will be back. You can see the process is almost complete here. So Now it will install grub, and it will ask for the permission in order to install grub. So yes is already selected, so just click continue. So now this will ask on which hard drive basically you want to install grub. Just choose SDA here. This is the basic hard drive of your system. So click on continue. Now it will start installing grub bootloader. Grub is basically a software, or you can say a bootloader, that will allow us to choose between Kali or Windows when we will be booting up. Here you can see the installation is complete. So click on continue and it will restart the system. So here you can see this is Kali on the top and this one is Windows. So from here you can choose either you want to load Windows or Kali. So let me just open Kali. This is the logo for the Kali. This is my profile. Click enter and type the password that you created when during the setup. Type the password and click enter. And this is the main screen of Kali Linux. This is genome environment. If you have chosen XFCE or KDE Plasma, it might look different, but this is the basic environment of Kali in genome. So here are some icons. You can see this is the terminal. This is the magical black box where all magic happens, and this is the file system. In Windows you can say this is my computer, or a file explorer, whatever you can say. This is something like that. And this is Firefox browser. This is basically whole operating system, but it's most of it is command line. So instead of using icons, we have to control it through command line. So it's bit difficult and bit tricky to operate. These are some tools for cybersecurity and ethical hacking. Let me show you more tools. Here you can see pre-installed tools in Kali. These most of them are used in cybersecurity and ethical hacking. So this is the reason that cybersecurity experts and ethical hackers use Kali or ParrotOS for hacking and cybersecurity, because almost all the tools, if not almost all, uh, many of the tools are pre-installed in these operating systems. This makes them easy to operate. Let me show you one more thing. And for example, if you want to use Windows instead of Kali, then you can restart here. Now if you want to use Windows and you don't want to use Kali, then when this menu appears, within 5 seconds bring down this selection bar to Windows 10 and click enter. You can use arrow keys to bring it down, as you can see here. This is my Windows desktop. So that's it for the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Allah Hafiz.